Marcus, hey man, how you doing? Adam here. Alrighty, this was unbelievable. This was great. Totally beautiful version of Overjoyed, man. And I know how hard you worked on this. Believe me, I know. And by the way, I have a Yamaha frame guitar also that I got for traveling, and I might even buy a nylon, but I've had the exact same one that you have, the same color and same guitar, I bet, with the tobacco color. Now, I hope that this lesson that I'm about to give you speaks to you, because I'm going to try to describe some things that are not easy to describe. Okay, so here we go. I hope I'm speaking to you, and I hope that the words come out right and that the message comes across right. And if it doesn't, email me again and we'll continue this conversation. Now, I say this in full seriousness. I think that you play this better than I have ever played it. It is beautiful technique. Your hand is staying right in the right place. Even tone across the instrument. I mean, this is really awesome. How well you are playing. I mean, this is really nice. Okay, now I started practicing this one again recently because this is one that I've never really, excuse me for licking my fingers, it helps me hold the guitar pick. Let me use a different guitar pick here, a little bit brighter of a sound. Now when I recorded this is just a little bit of technical information. I used a flat pick on the Gratitude album. And then at some point I think I went to a thumb pick, and then at another point I went to no pick, and I'm kind of coming back to the flat pick, trying to figure out the ups and downs, which combinations work best. Now, what I want you to get in touch with is you've got the notes down, okay? And now your radar, what you're aiming for has to be the feeling and the sound, even more, the over feeling is a bad word. The overall sort of groove and colors on the guitar, those have to now be the boss. And your technique will just serve that. So, for example, let me just show you a couple things about tone color. You know, we could have a chord like this, and I could just strum it, but not. Look what happens when I come from the top down. And if I come, it's more hollow, and then. Or if I strum with the back of a finger, or with the thumb. So it's sort of like the timbres and the swelling of the volume up and down, that you're riding that you're somehow riding the overall sound of the guitar, and you're letting the notes just happen because you've done your practicing. Okay? So when I play this, I have to have a feeling of exactly how I've internalized the groove. And it's funny because I can feel, sorry, I can feel, I'm going to show you how a vulnerable point for me, when the thing that I can get in touch with in myself and in the sound on that is precisely what I can't do if I'm doing something like Chet Atkins music. Because like I can't really lock into the sort of cosmic thing of that music. It's just not deep enough in me. So I want you to really experiment with different colors, how you hear the groove. Listen to the original version. Please listen to the original. Listen to what the song, how the original song, how it stirs you up. This is an extremely subtle point of music, but you're ready for this. One thing that will really put you in touch with this, I know you're going to hate me for saying this, well, I hope you don't hate me, is doing the drum rhythm stuff. It puts you in touch with things that practicing the guitar can't put you in touch with. So I know that when I play jazz guitar, for example, and I have to practice, I haven't played jazz in a while, but I'll be practicing like a lot of scales. And I'll be getting a sort of, get the technique working, and then it's technically correct, but there's still this dimension of sound and aliveness and presence sometimes that needs to wake up. And that can only wake up when I do the drum rhythm. And then start sounding, almost sounds like there's more high end, more treble, or more spaciousness on the sound. A great example, which you probably don't have the chance to see this, but I've seen it, is like a young drummer who sounds great on the drums, and then an older drummer with more experience sits down, and you can't believe it's the same drum set. It's all of a sudden like just because of the older drummer's touch. For example, a cymbal will sound really even clearer than it sounded before, even if it's the same wood hitting the same cymbal. So what I'm saying is, this is a dimension in yourself in terms of letting go of worrying about playing it right and just going for the sound and the groove and really letting go if you're playing it right. And that is extremely hard to do when you're at home by yourself. Okay, and I know this because sometimes I get caught into practicing. I just want everything to kind of lay perfectly and have every note be equally thick and attacked. But there's a certain, I've said it, there's a certain presence and a certain air and a certain spirit in this where it's that you're only manipulating that sound of the presence of the music, and you're trusting that the notes will be played by your hands because you've trained on it. Okay, and this is a tricky one. I started practicing this one again. quite sure how. One thing that I imagine when I do this, this is where performing, even if you could get a small gig performing somewhere anonymous, like at a coffee house, at a restaurant where you can just play in the background. You know, I have the experience of playing this stuff for you and the other guitar players, but sometimes that makes me very nervous when guitar players are my audience. And very often, when I associate this to playing, when I imagine playing this for people who love Stevie Wonder and love hearing the song, it puts me more in touch with wanting to get the sound, the groove, and the song across, more so than the guitar playing. Okay? So, like I'll be practicing She Loves You, for example, by the Beatles. I'm working on that again, refingering some of it. And I'll, you know, if I'm practicing it for me, the guitar player, so what got to do it. There's a certain closed offness if I'm practicing it, thinking about my fingerings. But if I start visualizing, because I'm going to be at a camp this summer where I know there's a lot of people who love the Beatles, and almost in my practicing, I think about playing it for them, and it's a different experience for me practicing it. All of a sudden, I'm kind of practicing the music instead of practicing the guitar. Okay, so this is a little bit esoteric. What I'm telling you, it's a different energy zone that I want you to trust and go there. And if you're already doing that, great. I'm just saying this is where I think you're heading, because technically this was awesome, better than I ever played it. This was better than I ever played it. If you could imagine what it would sound like, not this song, but just if somebody played a trumpet and let things squeak, let things get louder, softer, they're feeling their way through the sound, and they're listening, and then they're reacting, and then they're listening again, and it leads them. Almost like the way an electric blues guitar player would bend a string or get a certain sound, and that sound that they're getting is as important, maybe even more important than the actual note. Okay? So I want you to, you know, it's sort of like you've graduated. You're ready. You're ready for this level. You've got the notes down. It's perfect. And now, you know, what are the different colors? Notice how I'm pulling the neck also? I'm getting a little bit of vibrato. These are all things to get me deep into the sound. Okay? And you can play a lot of stuff not perfect, but if you're in touch with the sound, it will sound perfect. Okay? Let me know, comment here in the thread if this makes sense for you. This is the next level for you and your playing. Alrighty, Marcus? God bless.